welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hello, beautiful people. It's been a long roller coaster, eventful months being away from here. It's been a long time coming, but thank you so much for still staying with me. So happy and thankful to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, who is yet to subscribe. Please click on the subscribe button. Welcome to Diamond's Dynasty. Okay, this is gonna be like a story time, trying to catch up. I've really been away because so many things happened along the line. Because after I posted the last video, that was around June, I had an exams. I had applied for a job, and so I had to go write the exams when it was scheduled, and I had an accident. Within the town, I already arrived safely home, but while I went out, I had an accident and I couldn't post again. The accident just happened in a twinkling of an eye. Like everything just happened like bass boost, like immediately. I'm happy to God that we came out all alive, although we had injuries, we had bruises. I slept, I woke up, and I told them I had an accident. Before I came home, I already went to the nearby pharmacy there, and then they treated and did all those things that needed to be done. It was very serious, so they treated me. I came back with some balms, I came back with medications, and then I just slept over and then woke up and told them that I had an accident. Nobody believed me at home because I was so cool, calm and collected. In short, they even doubted. It was later on in the day that those places began to like swell up, peel. So many things were happening along the line, and I'm grateful that we all survived that. We all came out alive. The exams was successful anyway. Since I didn't really heal properly, I needed to stay back and heal, since we're not really doing much in school at the time I traveled. I called my supervisor. I told her about everything. I later got a call that seminar will be like in another month's time. So that was how the whole struggle began. I had to travel immediately. I had to do the best I could. So it was like back to back sleepless night. So I spoke to my supervisor that I really love to do this, my topic, and I don't know what to do, but maybe I feel I should change it because I'm really stressed up. I just had an accident and I'm really tired, and I'm just back and the whole stress is just so on me. So she was like, you just have 2 weeks to your seminar. We can't even change it. If at all she wants to change it for me, that's going to be another stress. Anyway, I understood from that angle, because even the one I brought to her, it was a stress already on its own. So I had to work with it, try to round up, and God's willing, on the way I met a co-supervisor to my colleagues. So the person really helped me out on like how to put me on track, what I need to do. I submitted. The seminar was successful. That I took till July, August for me to put all that through, chapter 1 to 3 through. After that, my name was now shortlisted as a successful candidate to take on, like, to proceed to the next step, which means I had to travel again. So I later went. When I got back home, it was successful, and immediately after that I traveled back again, prior to the fact that we have to graduate by November. If we don't meet up with this particular November, we'll have to come for 2022 November. Really know you don't want to pay another school fees, you have to do it because that's all you can do. So I put in more effort again, and I went to my supervisor that, please ma, based on what we already discussed, I talked to you about that, please, I really love to change my topic. I don't mind the time, and I know I really love what I'm doing. I don't want to change it, that I don't want to do the experimental because it requires a lot of time, and my project was on development and evaluation of a 2-mode drill and practice. It was like a computer assisted instruction package which I had to develop some computer packages to aid teaching and all that. So I talked to her about it, and she was like, okay, she can see what she can do, that I should bring topics to her. So that's how I started hunting, searching, reading, and trying to find topics that were for survey. I took it to my supervisor, and then my supervisor had to like check it and then to choose the one that she feels that was cool. So I started embarking on that one. I started a new topic in less than 2 months, and I needed to defend. That was how I had no sleep. I had no time for myself. If I get to my house, I just take my bath and go home every day. Sometimes I go home very late in the night because I needed to stay in a place where there was electricity, like 247. The school was my go-to place. My supervisor asked me that while I'm coming, I should come with my instruments, which were my questionnaires that would measure the topic, measure what I want to do. So I had to construct it, I had to adapt, I had to adopt some people's work for that thesis, for that instrument. So I did that. I took it to her, and she was like, this thing can't measure it. And I'm actually measuring skills and use of instructional resources. That what will best fit this my particular skills, to measure a skill and use of resources, has to be an observation. That I have to observe what these people are doing, my respondents. That if I have to measure the skills, I have to be there to see what they are doing and then take my own reading, my own observations. I have to look for another topic. At that point, she suggested new topics for me, told me to start working on it, that I have seen that the time is already gone and all that I have to be very, very serious. I knew that I didn't want to come back for another year. I didn't want to pay another school fees. I just wanted it to be just swift, just like my colleagues too. Before I even considered taking another, doing a survey, not an experimental, I had gone to the department where I knew that people will be there, the experts, to help me, put me through on how to develop a computer assisted instruction package. But so many people I met, those people had traveled, they're not in Nigeria again. So many of them are not even in the department, they transferred. We had to put a call to some of them to show how I really wanted to do, because I had already gone from chapter 1 to 3. What I needed to do after my seminar for the defense was just to do 4 and 5. I couldn't even fall back to my first development of a computer assisted package because there was nobody to do that. So I knew I needed to do this new topic she gave me. That was the third topic. Along the line, I was like, okay, fine, I already accepted my fate that I'm going to work on the new topic, and she encouraged me that I have to do it, time is fast spent and all that. So one day, another senior colleague came, and I was like, I was just telling him how school is and how I have to change my topic because my supervisor said my instrument that I brought doesn't measure what I'm trying to look for. And then one thing led to another. I was like, okay, can you just help me check it? Not like I really want to go back to it because I've already started working on another topic. God just helped me. I just talked to him about it. I was like, oh fine, let's see how it goes, bring it. I gave it immediately. He was like, oh, actually it can't measure, but he tried to coin it to suit what I was doing, but he was like, oh, it's true, you have to observe this thing, it has to be observation. He checked again. He was like, okay, what if you add knowledge to your work so that you know that it's based on knowledge, that you are going to ask them something so they respond, that is to show that they have a knowledge of this thing. That was how I was like, okay. I went home, I prayed, I was like, I hope this time around that my supervisor will want to understand with me. And so the guy was like, you have to talk to your supervisor, you have to convince her that what you're doing is, you know what you're doing. You don't just have to tell her, oh my, this is it, this is that, this is that. So I went, I met her, and I spoke to her. So she was like, it can't measure again, it can't measure, I already told you this one. So these things are measuring knowledge. That was when I said, okay ma, please can we add knowledge to my topic, my thesis topic? If we add knowledge to it, I think it will do better. She was like, She finally agreed. That's how I went back to the second work, and then I started working from where I stopped. I didn't really need to start all afresh. I just needed to start from where I stopped before she said this instrument were not working. As God will have it, she asked me that the instruments were okay to measure the knowledge of the use of instructional resources and the skills. So that was how I was very happy, and then I just had to proceed to using the second one I had, my second research topic. And she then approved that I could go for my trial testing, and then I could go to the field. So I went immediately, and I was happy because I started with the instruments, so it was easy for me to join my colleagues that were very, very fast. At that stage, some of my colleagues, they were already going to the field to do their trial testing before they went for their main field work, you get, while still trying to juggle between chapter 1, 2 and 3. I was able to give my work to the analyst to do his part, and then still work on my chapter 1 to 3. Although it was a really, really hard process, to be honest, that really made me to concentrate on my 1 to 3. Not like I would still be on my 1 to 3 and thinking, oh, I've not yet reached my instrument part of my work that I have to now start going to the field. So I was like, as the analyst was working on my data, I was also trying to complete my 1 to 3. So to me, I felt it was very, very easy. The analyst had already given me back my work, and I had compiled it 1 to 4 so that my supervisor can see it. When I went to her, there was a mistake in my work, so I had to start all over again to correct my research questions and then correct my chapter 4, not forgetting that I was to submit the next day for the external supervisor for them to submit it to the external supervisor from another school. That day was like, it was, everything happened. I was so destabilized, but I needed to put myself through because there's nobody that's going to do this for me. I have to continue what I started, and I have to take it to the very end. Good news. That week, as God will have it, my name came out for the job I applied for, and I was taken for it. I saw my name. I was so happy. I was so happy. Friends, families, loved ones, they were calling me. Enough, my defense was a day to my documentation in my new job. Been happy, and I was in between trying to figure out what next, because I needed to travel again, and which means since I'm not done with my defense, I have to travel back again. So all these things considered to really what made me, or why I wasn't online, or why I haven't posted, because I've been in a roller coaster, busy, mixed feeling environment, mixed feeling state of mind. Everything has happened in between, and I'm very grateful. I hope I keep on posting, but in between right now, I'm still trying to do my documentation for the job I just got, and I'm so happy. The school also get back to me when they fix a date for me to present. Things that happened were really concerned to me, really put me on a hot seat. I had to be up, I had to be here, I had to be there, and I had to do so many things in between. So guys, I'm finally back here, and so please don't forget to always watch and come back to my channel, watch, subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up.